Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Welcome back to another episode of Challenger Spectate. So today, we are checking out Gragas. Gragas in the jungle. So the reason for this is, I think if you've been a follower for the channel for a while, you may have heard me say, you know, in the last year or two, I've never been a massive fan of full AP Gragas in the jungle. And I don't really know why, if I'm honest. I just think it's instinct. I don't know. I used to love AP Gragas mid. If you don't know, Gragas got like, I don't know if you'd call it a rework or let's say just like a reshuffle. That he was a mid laner. For many years, Skara, if people know the content creator Skara, he was known for his Gragas mid. But they changed him. They put him in the jungle. They changed his kit a little bit. So since then, you've basically had two main camps. Meanwhile, Olaf gets the kill on set at level 1, but does die in the end. The two main camps have been... Some people still play, by the way, Gragas in lane, play them full AP. But as for the jungle, there are people that go full AP squishy build, but there have been, over the years, people that go kind of like a tank build that's more about utility than anything else. And I'm going to be honest, I've never really crazily looked into Gragas that much. So I thought, you know, I'm in a good mood. I'm you know, trying to open my mind more recently in a number of things. Let's check out Gragas AP in a Challenger commentary and see what it's about. And just kind of see like, oh snap, that's why they're doing it. Because yeah, I've just kind of like instinctually not liked it. But I've never done maybe crazy research into it, so that's what we're doing today. So for its clear, started on Raptors, does a full clear of that, then goes on to red, clears that, and then going up to Krugs. After this, either maybe a top lane gank or rotating for the scuttle, or he might just continue over to blue and doing a full clear. My only thought about that is, well, yeah, that's probably what he will do if he doesn't want to go for a gank or scuttle, but I kind of feel he probably is feeling, he hit level 3, might look for a gank because obviously the level 1 fight especially, both top laners don't have flash, but maybe waiting for the scuttle. The problem is that I've always thought this, obviously with jungling recently, is that there's always this like random time that a lot of junglers will clean everything by like 2 minutes 50, but the scuttle spawns, goes for a flash play, whoa. Are they going to get the kill? He applies red buff. He is tanking the tower for the Yasuo. Really nice play there. So if you're wondering, why did Gragas stand in tower range there? It was to let Gragas take the tower hits, which he could just walk out of and be safe, so the Yasuo could continue the attack. Really clean Gragas play. That was a flash E. Or E-flash, technically. It's technically undodgeable if you land it at the precise time. Whoa, that was an interesting hook. Kind of looked like a predicted hook by Thresh. But Gragas is on the back foot now. Olaf, though, TPing, by the way. Olaf's in the backline with the Draven. They're going to take over the Rek'Sai, does get that kill. And then Draven getting that kill. Lovely play so far. Worth noting now, Rek'Sai has now died. And what that did, I believe, was refresh Gragas buffs. So Rek'Sai had double buffs at the time. So Gragas now has a fresh double buff, blue and red. And that's without Gragas doing his own blue so far. So this it has been a dream situation. Some people may ask, why did Gragas leave the base without full health? Gragas actually does have sustain in his kit. You just saw that he healed. He has sustain in his kit. He doesn't technically need to leave the base at full, especially if Gragas mentally is like, I'm just going to keep farming for a bit. He'll get full health, you know, while jungle clearing. That's kind of just the champion that Gragas is. He's also got the jungle item now. That also gives you sustain. So you can see he's literally gaining health as he's doing this. He's also got potions, naturally. But yeah, so far, so good. Brilliant start for any jungler, to be honest. Good farm level. Got himself a kill and assist. Obviously helped with the kill in mid lane as well. And now he's looking for potentially more pressure in mid. Worth noting, it's Predator Gragas. I do think if you're going full AP, I think that is what you go. I don't really think there's an alternate or alternative than Predator. You know, I just think it gives you the most. You know, some people are like, oh, what about like Arcane Comet? I don't think for jungling that is probably advisable. Predator does give you a lot of like mobility and stuff and movement speed. Surprise! He has popped it now, so he's popped his Predator. He's going for a tower gank, like behind the tower, gets the kill. How often do you see a jungler at level 4/5 walk behind the tower of mid, tank the tower, and then end up getting a kill and surviving? That's quite rare. Worth noting again, this is a overall challenger level game on EU West, so all the players naturally in this game are very good. And one thing that we've always had to kind of talk about here or there while we do these videos is, you know, we've sometimes watched like, this is the best Katarina person, and, you know, you get comments going, they don't look that good. Worth noting, when players are playing in crazy high ratings, it means that they're high rated, they're fantastic as a player, but their opponents are too, and you can't forget that. So sometimes a high-level challenger game, it looks very clean. There's not many crazy mistakes going on, but it doesn't look that impressive either because it's just high-rating players countering high-level players. It's very rare to have an insane pop-off legendary performance in Challenger. It is really rare because you're against Challenger players. They don't die often. So that's worth noting. So Gragas' build is, I'd say, actually going back to buy a fair amount. This is something that I do, but I don't really think it's hurting the Gragas' farm that much. You know, he's out-farming the Rek'Sai, he's got a decent amount, nearly level 6 by, you know, 7 minutes. That's definitely on track for XP. Is now going to head over to the Scuttle to try and secure that, and maybe even go for the blue steel. But here is the Scuttle. Is also clearing some vision for the enemy team. He'll give it to the Yasuo. And yeah, worth noting, the Gragas-Yasuo combo, obviously fantastic. Gragas E or ultimate can trigger Yasuo ultimate. And there is the level 6 for Gragas. Is now going for that invade. Has that confidence level, which, well, I think it's good to have, because, like, Olaf's got pressure here. Yasuo has also got pressure in mid. You can see that Yasuo is also early rotating. Early rotating Yasuo is giving the Gragas definitely the confidence. You see, he's just legit waiting. Why is he waiting? If you're wondering, so if Rek'Sai engaged to try and stop that, Gragas could have E'd or ulted the Rek'Sai, and that would have given Yasuo the ultimate, and that's why he was standing here, to be in range to ult. Another gank coming through. Predator proc. Exhaust on the Echo. Is going to ult back pretty early. I don't think he's going to survive this E into the Yasuo ultimate, and there's that. Like, what you'll also notice, what I already am liking with this Gragas player, is patience. So he knows when he has to use his E. Like, that's really good. You know, his first gank in mid, he does the E flash play. It was really good. He did it really well. Then, you saw, he just legit walked up to the Echo and waited. He did not early E. He waited for Echo ultimate. He even waited a bit longer then too to be right next to him so he can't escape the E. And then boom, hits him and then gets the Yasuo ultimate on top of that. So, pretty smart, good Gragas play. Unfortunately, Yasuo dies in mid lane. Gragas now rotating over to the Rift. I'd be surprised if he does that. With his mid laner just dying, that would be surprising. He's looking for that rotation on the set, going back to top lane. You can see top lane, quite a big difference so far. I'm not really sure why Set thought he could probably walk that way, but he does just continue walking, doesn't take any fights, and he does survive for now. Again, that doesn't look to be a great Set in terms of he's not having a great performance this game. When you're having to rush a Bramble as a Set who wants to build quite aggressive, that's not a great situation to be in, obviously. But yeah, so now Rift Herald is being done. Why is it now an okay time? Well, you've got vision of the bot lane, you have vision of the Set, Yasuo's back in mid lane, so he'll get pressure on the Echo again. Now he can do the Rift Herald. Before, when his mid laner just died, not good timing. Does look like, by the way, the Gragas wants to go top lane and just break the enemy tower. He's going to pop it and base. Worth noting, if I'm correct, I think I am in saying, whoever pops the Rift Herald will get tower plate gold. So when this tower's about to die, watch if gold pops up on Gragas. There you go. Because it was his Rift Herald, he doesn't need to be in range to blow it up at all. So that's pretty good. I think some people kind of forget about that all the time. So, Gragas has now completed his Runic Echo, has also now got some components, what looks to be for Zhonya, is now heading over to mid lane, pops his Predator really early, just to kind of, I guess, get back on, you know, get back in the battle. He doesn't want to be, like, waiting around too much, is going for that invade. You see now Rek'Sai is over there. The moment that Rek'Sai is in vision near the Olaf, was actually kind of expecting, if I'm honest, meanwhile he dies, kind of expecting the Gragas to start the dragon. The moment you get vision there, it'd be like, oh, there you go. Karma's in trouble here. There's the ultimate into the Yasuo ultimate. She's already used flash. She has no escape, and Gragas will take the kill. And now there should be a rotation over to the dragon because it's completely free. And obviously dragons still give a hell of an amount of strength in League of Legends nowadays. Worth noting the Draven in bot lane, because, yeah, there will be some comments. Why has Draven got Mirror Mana, Huz? It's apparently the new build on Draven. I'm not a massive fan of it, because to me it kind of goes against, in a way, what Draven is. So, in essence, what it is, it gives Draven more scaling, because everybody knows Draven kind of falls off compared to other AD carries. Great, gives Draven more scaling. The problem with that, though, is Draven, by design, is supposed to be a lane bully, is supposed to snowball, you know, in that regard. If you're building Mirror Mana, which is obviously a tier item, that isn't going to help your lane phase that much. Like, sure, mid-game, it's better for Draven. He's still not going to scale as much as other AD carries, because there's a thing called ratios. Draven does not have insane late-game ratios. So, I get it, because Draven players might get frustrated thinking, dude, I love Draven, but I fall off. Like, why I just play Caitlyn? Like, why don't I just play Caitlyn? She scales better. There's obviously that thought, but to me, at least, Draven is that I'm going to bully lane. Buying a tier item is like, for a perfect example in this game, Ezreal is even farm with a Draven. Meanwhile, big damage with the stopwatch to survive, Ian, and then the lantern out. Lovely play there, actually. Draven does get a kill, which is good. Obviously, great gank by Gragas. But yeah, a Ezreal shouldn't be even farm. Oh, that was clean. Gragas throws his ultimate, by the way, legit just to get the Yasuo's ultimate. Oh, executed Draven. Gragas will pick up the kill and then also... Oh, Yasuo died too. Okay, 2 people just died to that tower when they definitely didn't need to. The Ezreal was dead in that situation if people just kind of went back and then back in. But people being a bit too impatient by the looks of it. Teleport by Echo reminding people, unfortunately, replays are still a little bit bugged. Set is now down in bot lane. Again, this set is having a... It's weird because, like, oh, Olaf has died a few times now. Yeah, to ganks. In the actual 1v1, this set is having a bit of a nightmare. Meanwhile, Thresh eventually dies by the Echo's hands. Again, worth noting, I think Echo is insanely strong at the moment. Definitely worth a ban if you do not know what to ban. I personally generally still stick with the Kassadin ban myself. Sometimes a Yuumi ban if I'm in the mood to ban Yuumi. But you know, Echo and Sylas as well, I'd say, are 2 very scary picks. Draven does go down, though, to an outnumbered situation, and Gragas will just return into his jungle to continue the farm. One thing worth noting is the Yasuo's build hasn't gone for Phantom Dancer, has gone for Static Shiv. Meanwhile, wow, that's big. We just were saying that the set was struggling. Well, never mind. He just killed an Olaf, which makes no sense. If you actually look at the items, Olaf had, I believe at the time, a completed Black Cleaver. Meanwhile, Set had components. He had a Bramble and a Giant's Belt. Does that just say, like, how strong Set is still? I don't know. Set will die, though. Nice combo. Again, it's always a fun thing to watch a Gragas combo when he throws his ultimate and just ease straight into them. It's like, alley-oop, bang, with my stomach. I can't do that anymore. I'm kind of lost my stomach. But yeah, so Gragas having a great game. Gold-wise, again, the Rek'Sai's not doing bad either, but look, 30 farm difference so far. Gold-wise, if we have a look, the gold's not working. Again, sometimes that just happens in the replay, unfortunately. I can't look at the gold. Apologies. Again, the replays, obviously with what's going on, Riot is not prioritizing fixing the replays. Again, I'm not going to give them a hard time for that. They are just a little bit buggy right now. Gragas continuing his farming, though. If I had to guess, I would imagine Gragas, if you look at the gold lead at the top, red team is, what, just over 2,000, 2,500 gold ahead. I'd imagine there's about a 1,000-ish gold difference in the jungle right now, give or take. So he's doing well. Might actually be a bit more than that as well, to be honest. But yeah, he's doing fine, doing good, building that AP. Obviously, he bought that stopwatch, and I did say earlier, oh, it looks like Zhonya's components. Doesn't seem to be. He has got his Oblivion Orb, which is, you know, Morellonomicon. Now, there are talks at the moment in the community that, like healing has got completely out of control. Meanwhile, Ezreal is around. Why did you E next to him? Okay, there's a massive outnumbered situation. Gragas does look like he's probably going to die, does die. Ezreal, though, goes down to the Olaf. Olaf continuing, does also get the Karma. Wow. Draven ultimate coming through. Draven is actually there, never mind. Big fight. Olaf is just continuing the auto attacks with his massive healing. He survives with a quadra kill. And that, in essence, how you play Olaf. Like, people are like, he didn't run away? No, if he ran away, he was dead. The only way he survived that was continuing auto attacking to try and get healing and more damage. Kill them before they can kill you. No, nice hook. This actually could be an unofficial penta. Isn't going to be. Double kill for Echo. Will probably go down to the Draven, I'd imagine. There he does go down, which, you know, I don't know if that's worth. Again, helping a Draven's good, but giving an Echo a double kill is also not good. So yeah, a bit of a Fiesta game. Gragas pinging the Baron. You can see also Karma just pinged the Baron. Sorry, the Dragon, because that should be the priority. It is an Infernal. Olaf has now completed his Death Dance. He's going to do the Scuttle and then probably move on to the Dragon. I would imagine the Yasuo is going to rotate up to help the Dragon any second. And here it begins. So they have put a control ward at the back of the pit, but Gragas, I think, would probably continue this anyway. If anything, he might rotate to fight with the Yasuo, but yeah, they're just prioritizing it. Big teleport by Olaf to just try and, like, have pressure there too. And we just heard Draven kill the Rift Herald as well. So a lot of, like, they're the same team. Red team is the same team, but they're all doing different things. They're all kind of, like, doing their own thing, but it is kind of working out. Gragas, there's the ultimate into the Yasuo. So if I had to guess, I would guess that the Yasuo and the Gragas are duo. The reason why is, one, the picks are synergy picks. Meanwhile, Set going a bit too deep. Does W, survives. But they're amazing synergy picks, right? You've literally seen this game. Nice Draven ultimate. But also, the priority of Gragas, you can definitely see, has been favoured to the Yasuo as well. Picks up a kill, 617 so far. The Gragas, 120 farm, 40 farm now above the opposition Rek'Sai, who, again, hasn't had a bad game. It's just there's having an okay game and there's having a great game. And this... Whoa, that Olaf's health, by the way. The Gragas is having a great game. Like, genuinely. Big flashy play. Blown up does the Karma go. Now 0-6. Very squishy. Obviously a support that isn't having a great game. Supports are squishy in general. Look at that echo damage, by the way. I wouldn't even consider him very fed. I'd consider him okay strength. And he nearly just absolutely one-shot somebody at this stage in the game. Weird, actually, that Gragas didn't try to stop that. Maybe he didn't have cooldown. Olaf's just going to get those auto attacks in. Enemy team probably going to focus. Nice kill. Can Gragas survive? Set is really desperately trying to get him. So if you're like, what the hell happened then? Set ulted the Olaf, but Olaf was actually invulnerable. Or, like, you can't target him. So that's why Set continues and Gragas survives. That is a really good survival for the Gragas there. Surprising, if I'm honest, but does survive. And does also pick up his Zhonyas. What is interesting to me is, we actually were speaking about earlier, healing may be a bit out of control in League of Legends at the moment. And a big part of that is, well, Grievous Wounds, we've spoken about it even recently, doesn't seem to do that much. It's 40% healing reduction, and considering how crazy healing is, maybe it needs to be a lot more than 40%. Even like when you have a Bloodthirster Draven, even when he has Grievous Wounds applied, he's still healing a crazy amount. So maybe the Grievous Wounds needs to be buffed. But another argument that people have said is the item of Morellonomicon isn't amazing for mages because it costs so much for what it gives. So you're buying Morellonomicon when you need anti-healing as a mage. That costs you 3,000 gold. An AD carry or an AD bruiser can have the exact same effect of an item, big damage, same effect with that Executioner's Calling, I think it's called. It has Grievous Wounds on it. That costs 800 gold. So there is a call at the moment that maybe, the set misses Z, Oblivion Orb should have Grievous Wounds. I think that would probably help. And maybe they should have a tiered Grievous Wounds. Oblivion Orb could be a tier 1 Grievous Wounds, so that would do 40% reduction in healing. And then when you complete a Morellonomicon, the healing reduction gets better. Maybe it goes up to 60%. I think that's probably needed, and Riot should definitely look at it. Or, you know, nerf healing. It's just a little bit crazy right now. We spoke about it, you know, if you didn't watch the last, I think it was the Vladimir episode. There used to be a designer called Morello. Yes, Morellonomicon, the item, is named after him, an anti-healing item. The reason that the anti-healing item is named after Morello is because Morello was notorious for hating healing. He thought it was a bit too crazy, so he didn't let there to be a lot of healing in the game when he was like the head designer or whatever. He obviously has left, and I think he now works on Valorant, and healing has gotten out of control. Alright, so, nice whirlwind there, but no ultimate, unfortunately. He literally just has it up now. That was really unfortunate timing. Can Yasuo get away, though? Probably not. The Echo is going aggressive with the set, and yeah, the Echo damage is kind of nuts. And that will be, in essence, a near ace. And a Baron ping has been called for the enemy team. But the enemy jungler, the Gragas, is in the area, and he does have a 1-level lead. And what that means, by the way, folks, whenever people say, oh, the level lead of a jungler, that means if a perfect smite happens by both junglers, that like the moment the health bar of the Baron gets to the place that you can smite it, a perfect smite means the Gragas gets the Baron. That's legit what it means. Nice kill there. Think he has to back off. Don't think he's going to contest the Baron now. But it is a good kill. So the enemy team are going to get Baron. So that is going to slow down the game for Red Team dramatically. Even though they're ahead in gold by a lot. Mistakes do happen. Can they get any picks here? Predator has been procced. Gragas is going to be hunting down the Karma or the Ezreal. Actually, 3 of them are all together. Can they get anything? Probably not in the end. Rotating to Dragon is what I'd imagine is going to happen in the next couple seconds. But yeah. So as speaking of my thoughts, by the way, of the Gragas so far, yeah, like, it's strong, but the thing that I've always thought is, I think it does a lot of damage, and we're watching a good game here. I want to see it do well. I've always seen, when AP Gragas does well, it does really well. The problem with it, though, is when AP Gragas does bad, it's usually, and I say not always, but in my experience, having an AP Gragas jungle that does bad is also usually the reason that you lose the game. Because he just doesn't do anything as AP. He can't go in, he can't E, he can't like do anything at that stage. He's too squishy. So that's kind of my thought process around it. I definitely do think it is good when you're having a good game, though. I'm never going to deny that. It does a lot of damage. Like right now, level 2 ultimate, that does, look at that, 300 base damage and 196 bonus damage. So in essence, that's like 500 damage ultimate before resistances. That's a decent amount to, like, again, remember, that's AoE. Throwing that into the whole enemy team, 5 people, you're doing 2,500 damage before resistances. So obviously a little bit less than that. But that's just one ability. Then also your Q, which is max. That is doing, again, 250 damage. Your W, obviously, that's going to give you empowered auto attack, which is quite a lot. So that gives 200 damage plus 7% of their max health. And then your E is also doing 400, 500 damage. Like, in essence, right now, this Gragas in a full combo on one person would deal, what, like 1,500 damage instantly to them. That's a lot of damage. Maybe even more than that. Maybe 2,000 damage. That's a lot. And yeah, he's having a good game. He's pretty fed. But that does show the strength of AP Gragas. I will definitely grant you that. So Draven, by the way, his Mirror Mana, weirdly, at least to me, has been completed before the Ezreals. I don't know why, that just kind of feels weird to me, because Ezreal is a Mirror Mana champion. Draven, to me, kind of still isn't, but Draven got there first. I guess Draven did absolutely rush the item. Meanwhile, flank is coming in by the Gragas. What can be done? Maybe a big combo here. Big Draven ultimate. There's the whirlwind. Set goes for an ultimate to deny the Yasuo a little bit. Gragas going to continue with his Olaf in tow. What can Gragas do? Lovely hook by Thresh. Double E. No Yasuo ultimate, unfortunately. Zhonya's to survive. Has to be careful because there's going to be an Echo ultimate any second unless he's used it already. Again, replays are bugged. We can't see Echo ultimate. Nice kill by Gragas. Very effectively using his flash this game. That's one thing I'll say. I don't think he's really wasted it. Every flash, I think, has been a really good flash. Has secured a kill at least every time. Which is great. Double-digit kills now, 10 to 12. So it does also show he's got 10 kills, but he also has 12 assists. He's got 22 kill participation this game out of 28 kills. This Gragas is having a fantastic... For Challenger, like, again, the game gets more difficult to do well. This Gragas is playing out of his mind. This is really good. He's going to do some clearing, though, in topside, which... once again, is what good junglers do occasionally. You notice the farm difference now? The Rek'Sai's farm has hardly improved or gotten bigger in the last 5 minutes. Gragas is now on 185 farm, is the third, roughly, most farmed person in the game. Look at the Rek'Sai, 95 farm. Gragas is roughly double farm right now. That's crazy. Like, absolutely mental. But why? Because the Gragas, again, is not dilly-dallying. He's not waiting in a bush for 30 seconds. He's constantly farming constantly are going to side lanes occasionally, racking up the farm all the time. One thing I also will note, though, and you can't really ignore it, one thing that definitely helps AP Gragas or mage junglers in general is when you don't have a mid laner that requires blue. Because mid laners generally are the priority to have blue in essence. Again, some people are like, why is that? I guess it's just the norm of League nowadays. Gragas ultimate, that does force the Echo. I'm surprised. I don't actually think Echo would have died there. And I think he actually would have pushed him to safety. But Gragas picks himself up a kill, now on a rampage, 11-2-12. And now a big push is most likely going to happen. Yasuo playing with the enemy team. And what can they do? Can they break into the enemy base? Gragas ultimate coming up in 20 seconds. Worth noting, it is a 40-second cooldown at the moment. So for a big utility spell that does decent damage, meanwhile set goes down, for a big utility AoE spell, 40 seconds is a pretty low cooldown. And he at the moment has 40%, 45% cooldown reduction. So he has max cooldown reduction. If you're wondering about his runes, that was a whiffed ultimate by him. He has Predator, Cheap Shot, Eyeball Collection because he was going for kills and stuff. Ingenious Hunter. And then he's going Inspiration, perfect timing. So that's where he got a stopwatch. He didn't buy a stopwatch earlier. He just had that from his runes. He's going Cosmic Insight for cooldown reduction to get that 45%. Echo goes down in the combo. And then he's gone Attack Speed, Adaptive Damage, and Armor. Rek'Sai caught a little bit sleeping there, if I'm honest. He's going to go down. Nice little fighting with the Gragas and the Yasuo. Yasuo continuing, does get a double kill. Gragas going to rotate over. Most likely they're both completely fine. Echo goes for a Gragas goes for a combo on the Echo. Nothing major going to come out of it yet. The risky play by Gragas is going to Zhonya. And as you notice, by the way, the Olaf is just ending the game. Not dead yet, though, is the Gragas. Enemy team has shifted their focus to the Yasuo, who does go down. Can the Gragas get away? Does dodge the E. And yes, the Olaf does look like, hey, guys, you're going to focus them. Go for it. I'm just going to end the game. So, yeah, really good performance from Gragas. If the game is even over, I'm not sure, but it is. There you go. That was good. So, yeah, even though I'm not, like, an instinctual fan of AP Gragas, you can't deny that was an incredibly good performance. And I don't even know many junglers could have done what that Gragas did. The amount of farm he got, the amount of ganks he got, the amount of times he set up the Yasuo. That's a lot to do in one game. You know, he finishes the game with 26 kills out of the 33 in a challenger game. That's very impressive. But that is the game. If you guys did enjoy it, throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.